Hey everyone, miHoYo just released a new statement in regard to transformative reaction as well as elemental mastery buff, which I've been informed on my stream just now. So let me read you the intended changes. When a character reaches level 60 or higher, the damage caused by these reactions, which are electric charge, superconduct, overload, swirl, and shatter, will be increased. This is the base damage increase. Furthermore, the base shield absorption for crystallize will also be increased, which just means that the shield you get from crystallized reaction is bigger. Finally, the damage bonus provided by elemental mastery for this reaction will also be increased. This is referring to the elemental mastery stats section in your game, where for example I have 289 elemental mastery and it's currently increasing my swirl damage by 113%. And now this 113% is gonna go even higher. In the past, I have made many videos about why transformative reactions are bad and why elemental mastery are bad, and I'm really glad that they're addressing it and are buffing it because I think they do really need a buff. And because of that, I also know you guys want my very first thought on this, but to be perfectly honest, until we get the number, it will be hard to say how much better it is, and most importantly, will elemental mastery be justifiable now? However, I will be sure to make more mathematic video and deliver you the update whenever we do get numbers, so be sure to subscribe. But anyway, here is my honest first thought. For number 1, potentially this is going to be a huge buff for Venti. While Swirl and Elemental Mastery is not the main focus of Venti, he still uses those stats really well and it still contributes to a lot of his damage. Especially if you're running something like a stringless, where it increases your Elemental Burst damage and have Elemental Mastery as a substat. This new changes will increase his damage on his Elemental Burst potentially by a huge amount, and so this is a really big Venti buff for one. The next thing I'm looking out for is going to be the sucrose type firework type team, aka you have sucrose on field DPSing and doing a lot of swirl damage. And again, because swirl and elemental mastery is getting buffed, this team is also going to get a hefty amount of buff, so it's another thing I'm looking out for. Now, a lot of people might also think that this is going to be a huge buff for Firework Child, and to that I actually disagree. Surely, it is a buff to Firework Child because you'll be doing more damage with your electric charge. However, electric charge has never been the focus of Firework Child, instead it was the focus on the high base damage from Fischl as well as Beidou. Additionally, the way electric charge proc is very random and it is hard to utilize elemental mastery, and so while this is gonna be a buff, I don't think it'll be a significant buff. The final thing to look out for is the Bennet Fischl Beidou type of team, where you run Thundering Fury on Bennet and do a lot of overload damage. Now this team used to abuse the turbo mechanics for energy recharge, however that is gonna get removed. But still, this team is still gonna be really good and is a really viable team. It will be interesting to see if this team can finally utilize overload and compete with other type of reaction team such as Vaporize and Melt. With that being said, be sure to subscribe because I will be doing math on those, and follow my Twitch if you want to hang out with me, and I'll see you guys when the buff come out.